What's going on, fellas? First thing first, if you don't already know, if you want to become him, every day is going to be a fucking battle. Against complacency, against comfort, against weakness, temptations. Because the truth is, most men, they don't fail to become him because they're incapable. Most men fail because they get fucking comfortable. They get a little win and want to celebrate too early, or they get in their feelings and they get in their own head because they care about outside opinions and what other people think. They lower their standards. They say, oh, I feel like I can't make 30K a month, so let me drop it down to 5K a month. Or I don't feel like I can get 2,000 subscribers, let me drop it down to 1,200 subscribers. I don't think I can get that Lamborghini yours, let me drop it down to a BMW. And they run from stress instead of embracing it. Today I want to give you guys 5 principles that completely change the way that I approach life. These are the same 5 principles that I'm applying to this channel, the same 5 principles that I apply to the gym, the same principles that I apply to my business, the same 5 principles I'm applying to become the man that I'm capable of becoming. Because fellas, if you want to be him, if you want to be that one dude in the room of 99 that stands out, right, that shakes the room with just his presence without having to say a word, that let his actions talk for him, that let his discipline speak for him, you have to be relentless. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Number 1 principle is stay present. One of the biggest mistakes that men make is getting too attached to their wins and their losses. Fellas, when it comes to this journey to become the best man that you can be, to become him, you must have a short-term memory. The moment that you feel like you fail, you stop trying. But the moment that you feel like you achieved something and you're already at your peak, you start to relax and become content. The moment that you relax and you become content, you lose. The moment that you think you've hit your peak, when you think you've hit that ceiling, you start falling behind. Because fellas, let me tell you something if you don't know. You're not the only person that want that car. You're not the only person that want that promotion. You're not the only person that want to start that business. You're not the only person that want that chick. Everybody wants the reward, fellas. But very few are willing to stay consistent long enough to earn that shit. Whether I post a video that get 50 views or post a video that get 11,000 views, my reaction is going to stay the exact same. Because once I post a video, I can't dwell on the success or the failures of that video. Yeah, I could probably look at it and analyze things to see what I can do better. But based on the numbers, I can't let my emotions dictate my next move. Once I post a video, I'm on to the next one. Because fellas, you gotta understand, if I dwell on the outcome, 2 things are gonna happen. Either I'm gonna be upset with the analytics and I'm gonna become discouraged, or I'm gonna be content with the analytics and I'm gonna get lazy. Either I'm gonna think I'm failing, or I'm gonna start thinking I'm successful before I even accomplish shit. Both sides are dangerous, fellas, so you can't dwell on the wins and you can't dwell on the losses. You have to stay emotionally disciplined. I'm not saying be emotionless, I'm saying be emotionally disciplined, meaning that you don't let your emotions dictate your actions. Because fellas, you gotta understand, every day you're not gonna wanna feel like putting in that work, right? You're not gonna feel like putting in that work every day. But just because you're tired, you're gonna let that dictate your work ethic, your drive, your hunger, your grit. And fellas, you wanna know what this reminds me of? And it's funny because, look, it's funny because I actually have it on my vision board. But this shit reminds me of Kobe Bryant, fellas. And if you know ball, you're gonna know this moment that I'm referring to. I'm talking about the 2009 finals. The Lakers had just gone up 2-0 against the Orlando Magic. We all know the finals is like the biggest stage of basketball. Millions of fans, millions of people watching, everybody celebrating, screaming, yelling. The media is excited, everybody's in your face. The fans are excited, the crowd going crazy, the energy's going up. But Kobe damn near looked emotionless. A reporter noticed it and asked him,
"Still waiting for a big smile out of you, you're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?"
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it revealed how winners think. Average people would have celebrated the success. There's another clip where the Lakers won a few games and, you know, Kobe was on this show. I'm gonna put the clip in here, but Kobe was on this show, but they won a few games and they got excited. They're cracking jokes on the after game interview, and Kobe's sitting there on the show with a straight face.
This got interesting. Hey, come back to Force OT. You got some friends here.
You feel me? We back in the building. Y'all thought we was gone. My man Jay Lynn was doing his thing. Jay Hill doing his thing.
Nick out there hitting his free throws. You know how he do it. You know, Jay Lynn going to the basket like it ain't nothing to it but to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mike, man, you got a nice suit on today, too, man.
Appreciate that, Swag.
You got that.
Men's Warehouse.
Now, would that happen if you were there? Would there be a celebration?
But you gotta understand, average people will celebrate progresses like that. winning a game. And don't get me wrong, Kobe, I'm sure he respected the progress. I'm sure he respected the wins. But the thing is, he didn't react because he stayed focused on the mission. He didn't let excitement steer him off track. The average man will get excited when he has one good workout, one productive day, one good week, one decent paycheck, one small win. And then after that, he gets complacent and takes his foot off the gas. But Kobe understood something totally different. The scoreboard didn't matter. The crowd didn't matter. His emotions didn't matter. The only thing that mattered to Kobe was the mission complete or not. That's why when I see my brothers post an accountability update, I'm not focused on perfection, fellas. I'm focused on whether you stayed in the fight or not. I'm focused on whether they quit, whether they disappeared, whether they fell off, whether they folded when pressure hit, or did they keep moving forward once they got punched in the mouth. Because you gotta understand, fellas, the point isn't that you had a perfect day. The point is you maintained your standard. The point is you stayed in the game. Just like Kobe wasn't celebrating being up 2-0 in the NBA Finals in 2009, you shouldn't get too high on the small wins either. Yeah, notice them. Yeah, respect them, but don't get too high off of them. But fellas, here's the other side. You also shouldn't get too low when things aren't either. Because whether you get too high when things are good, or whether you get too low when things are muddy, neither one means the job is finished. Okay, you had a bad day, job's not finished. Okay, you felt tired, job's not finished. Okay, you missed one of your goals, job's not finished. You didn't complete your power list for the day. Fellas, job's not finished. You're broke right now, or your bank account's in the negative. Okay, fellas, your job isn't finished. You don't have the physique you want. You're not where you want to be physically. The job isn't finished. You got your heart broke? Okay, the job isn't finished. Most men think that a setback is the end of their story, but winners understand that that's just one chapter. So fellas, stop judging yourself based off one day, 1 week, one moment, and ask yourself this question: am I still moving forward with my mission? If the answer is yes, keep going, because the job isn't finished. I learned this lesson the hard way, specifically with this YouTube channel. Early on, I had videos doing thousands of views. I got comfortable, I got complacent. I started taking days off from dropping, being lazy during my scripting sessions. Sometimes I'll go missing off this shit for a whole entire week. But it's like, what the hell was I getting comfortable for? I didn't have 2,000 subscribers. I hadn't replaced my 9 to 5. I haven't helped 100 brothers in HTU. So what the fuck was I relaxing for? All that complacency did was kill my momentum, fellas. You gotta understand, fellas, once you're on a roller coaster and you get to a point and you stop, you get complacent, you drop back down, you gotta work twice as hard just to not get to the top, but you gotta work twice as hard just to get to that level where you stopped at, then get to the top. Basically what I'm saying is, you're gonna have to work harder and it's gonna take you longer to get to the top, whether if you just would have stayed on that journey instead of you getting complacent and having to start over. Now, fellas, when I post a video, I don't sit there and watch it all day. Once it's posted, it's done. The video is gonna do whatever it's gonna do. Once it's on YouTube, I can't control it anymore. But one thing that I can control is my next move. So that's what I focus on. I focus on the inputs that I put in. I don't focus on the outputs. I focus on the inputs because I know eventually, if I stay consistent with the inputs and the level of my inputs will eventually catch up with the level of my outputs. Next topic. I hope you guys can see this. My handwriting isn't the best, but become unbothered. You care way too much about other people's opinion. And what you don't realize, fellas, is that type of shit holds you back. You can either be him, a 1% man, or a 1% people's pleaser, but you can't be both, fellas. One of the most common regrets reported by people near the end of their life is wishing they had the courage to live the life that they wanted instead of the life that everyone else expected from them. Think about that, fellas. The number one regret that people have on their deathbed is that they didn't go all out on their life and live their life the way they wanted to, but instead they worried about pleasing other people and live their life the way that they thought that other people wanted them to. And I can guarantee you, fellas, not one person on their deathbed is sitting back thinking, damn, I wish I would have scrolled on Instagram a little bit longer. I wish I would have watched more Netflix. I wish I would have played it a little bit safer. They're probably regretting they didn't take that chance, didn't take that risk that would have made them wealthy or build that business that they could have passed down to their kids. They're probably wishing they should have took that chance. Right? Got in shape, said what needed to be said, became the person that they know they could have been. Imagine if I cared about everyone's opinion who did not want this channel to exist, fellas. I'll give you guys an example. I was talking to a shorty this weekend, right? She got an attitude because one of the thumbnails that I decided to use for one of my videos. Meanwhile, fellas, the video was performing extremely well. But if I would have listened to their negative opinion based off their emotions, the video probably would have flopped. The video or the message of the video probably wouldn't even have reached the men that it needed to reach. The guys out there who actually needed that advice. I literally had somebody leave me a message under one of my videos today and tell me that I'm the reason that they stop smoking. I'm the reason that they stop drinking. I'm the reason that they take discipline serious. I'm the reason that they've gained confidence. And I get messages like this all the time. So fellas, what do I look like dumbing down this channel to please somebody else? And the funny thing about it is, it's always the people that's not in that gym with you. It's always the people that's not waking up at 4 in the morning with you. It's the people that's not spending hours editing them videos with you. It's always the people that's not there when the videos that you spent so much time trying to perfect get 0 views. It's always the people that's not dealing with the hate comments. It's always the people that's not dealing with the rejections. Those are the people that always have the most opinions, the most shit to say. And it's like, why the fuck do people value their opinion so much? Fellas, you can't break generational curses trying to please a generation that's cursed. People will always have something to say. You overweight, they're gonna say, damn, fat ass hit the gym. Then you hit the gym and you get muscles, then they're gonna say, damn, nigga, you got too much muscle. Your validation should be the only validation that matters. Fellas, I realize ain't nobody gonna put in the work for me. So with that being said, fellas, you should never let someone else's opinion sabotage your opportunities. Back in April, somebody told me I fell off. Somebody literally left a comment under one of my videos. They told me that my channel fell off. And mind you, this is back in April. And this is back in April, probably like 2 months ago. Right now we're in June and I'm on pace to have the most successful month for this channel. That's why you can't care about people's opinion. Now don't get me wrong, I have mentors. I have people that, you know, I listen to that are very successful. Now, if you're somebody that's where I want to be in life, or if you've accomplished something that I want to accomplish, or accomplish something that I respect, then sure, 100%, I'll listen, I'll take note. I'll have enough respect to take your constructive criticism into consideration. But if you've never been where I'm trying to go, why would I allow you to influence my direction? And the thing is, fellas, I used to care. Right? When I was a dweeb, I used to care. But that's the shit that slowed me down. That's the shit that delayed opportunities for me. That's what kept me from making the moves that I should have been making years ago. But today, Chris gave a fuck, but Gib don't give a fuck. And I promise you, some of the videos that I was most nervous to even post, some of the videos that I expected backlash for, those are the videos that ended up helping most of my guys. Now imagine if I would have never posted them. Right? Imagine if I would have worried about people's opinions or people's feelings. So fellas, with that being said, become unbothered. Let's get to the next topic. Third topic, fella, earn your scars. Every time I get to talk about dark motivation, people start thinking I'm crazy. They say, oh, you're too harsh, or oh, you're too mean, you shouldn't hold grudges. They even go as far as asking me like, are you doing it for yourself? Or are you doing it to prove people wrong? Are you doing it to step on them motherfuckers that doubted you? And to be honest with you fellas, I haven't told not one lie on this channel. The answer is both. I've been through some shit. Sorry if you haven't, but I've been through some shit. But if you haven't, I don't fully expect you to understand where this hunger is coming from. But once life gives you that pain, I promise you, brother, use it. In my phone, I have what we call a list of hate. Pictures, videos, messages, dates, timestamps of all the moments that shaped me, moments that hurt me, moments that pushed me. I don't just read those, fellas, right? I don't just wake up and open my notes and just read them and say, okay. No, you gotta feel that shit. And then once you feel that shit, you gotta channel that energy. And I hate the ones that be under the video all soft like, oh bro, like you holding grudges, like you gotta let it go, you gotta let it go. Y'all don't know the feeling? Y'all never been cut from the basketball team? Your bank account never been that negative? You never been fired from a job? You never been betrayed? You never been overlooked or you never been chosen over? You never been left for dead? Once these things begin to happen to you and shape you as a man, and you start hitting the gym, that weight goes up a little different, fellas. That focus gets a little sharper when you start to remember. That grind gets a little easier when you start to remember. I'm not saying hate these people. I'm not saying hate these people. I'm saying take those moments and stay connected to that feeling that it gave you. Stay connected to the feeling that it gave you. Don't forget that shit. Embrace the feeling. Now remember, fellas, because I know a lot of you probably confused right now, like, oh, you're telling us to remember this, but you just told us to have a short memory. I'm telling you to have a short memory when it comes to your wins and your losses, but don't have a short memory when it comes to that pain, because that pain is going to teach you. That pain is going to sharpen you. That pain is going to fuel you. Think about Arthur Fleck, right? If y'all don't know who the fuck that is, I'm gonna post a picture right here. But he's the most current Joker. And if you watch that movie, you'll understand. In the beginning of the movie, he's broke, he's trying to work, he's getting fired from job, he's getting bullied on his way to work, walking in the rain. He's being abused, neglected, ignored, humiliated, mocked, treated like he didn't matter. Eventually, he snapped and embraced the Joker. And from that point, he became obsessed with revenge. Obsessed. Every setback, every doubt, every disrespect, every betrayal, use that shit, fellas. Oh, you didn't think I would do it? Bet. Oh, you thought I was gonna fold? Bet. Oh, you thought they was better than me? Bet. Now watch this. Fellas, take that and channel that energy into your physique. Channel that into your money. Channel that into your business. Channel that into your purpose. I told you to stay connected from that feeling, from your list of hate. Now make them feel you. Let's get to the fourth principle. Raise the standard, fellas. The key to staying relentless is simple. Every time you hit a goal, raise the bar, right? I used to want my own apartment on the 4th floor, but now, fellas, I want the penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows, stainless steel appliances, granite counters. You can't even get to my floor without a key fob on the elevator. I'm talking about a view that's looking over some of the tallest buildings in the city, because now I have different standards. I used to want 3K for my own business, right? I used to want 5K for my own business, right? Now I want 10K a month from my business. And once I hit that, I'll raise it again. The problem is most men quit once they achieve what once seemed impossible for them. You finally got the body, then you stop training. You finally got the promotion, then you stop learning. You finally got the relationship, you got the chick you wanted in your dreams, then you stop improving as a fucking man. Bro, never get content. Always evolve. And here's the important part, fellas. Don't be a fucking greenie. Don't sit over here 10xing your fucking goals and not 10xing your efforts. Don't be over here 10xing your standards without 10xing your discipline. Don't be over here 10xing your expectations without 10xing your sacrifices. The reason I haven't hit the 10K a month goal that I've set yet is simple. I haven't made the sacrifices required for that 10K a month yet. Fellas, success isn't complicated. The price is just higher than what most people want to pay. It's inviting me over to watch Love Island. They having a Love Island watch party. My friends that work at the bar, my bartender friends, hitting me up, telling me to pull up to watch the NBA finals and get drunk. I'm gonna lock myself in this crib. I'm gonna set this timer for this deep work, and I'm gonna make the sacrifices that I need to make to become the man that I need to be so I can live the life that I wanna live. Do I have 2K subscribers yet? No. Is HTU making 10K a month yet? No. Has YouTube replaced my 9 to 5 yet? No. Okay, bet. So fuck the finals and fuck whatever love is on that island. It's so funny because people sit in front of a TV glued, worried about athletes and worrying about contestants that's chosen to be on a love show, worried about these people, voting for these people, following these people on social media, following these people every moves and everything that's going on with them, but these people that they worry about don't give a fuck about them. You're really wasting your time that you could be used building yourself, worrying about motherfuckers that don't give 2 shits about you. Let me go ahead and get to my 5th point. Fellas, I've said this in a video, probably about 2-3 videos ago, where I was sitting in the car and I was telling you guys about the tests, right? Test and stress are the indicators that you're getting closer to your goal, right? Those are the 2 biggest indicators that you're moving in the right direction. Let's talk about pressure, fellas, because a lot of motherfuckers out there thinking they feeling pressure, they not really feeling no pressure. Most men want the reward, but they don't want the real pressure that comes behind it. They want the physique, but they don't want to hit the gym. They want to start the business, but they don't want to get up early and work on the business. They want to lose weight, but they want to complain about tracking their macros. Guys out here saying they want high quality women, but complain about putting in the work to become the man that attracts them. You have to embrace the stress, fellas. There's no way around it. At the end of every video, I tell you guys it's time to perform. And what you need to understand is this: the pressure to perform is a privilege. It's a privilege to sit here and make a video for you guys every day. It's a privilege to go to the gym and work on my body every day. It's a privilege to build a business. It's a privilege to help my brothers in HTU. Fellas, your standards don't give a fuck about your emotions. That 10K a month that I'm chasing don't give a fuck about my emotions. That 2K subscriber count that I'm chasing don't give a fuck about my emotions. Fellas, results don't give a fuck about your emotions. If it's something that feels good, 9 times out of 10 is bad for you. If it's something that pushes you out your comfort zone and makes you uncomfortable, 9 times out of 10 is probably helping you grow. Fellas, when I finally hit my goals, because believe me, I will. Yeah, I'll be proud. But you wanna know what I'll be more proud of, fellas? The man that I had to become to achieve those goals. The sacrifices that I had to make, the risks that I had to take, the stresses that I had to overcome, the loneliness, the discipline, the doubt that I had to ignore, the pain that I had to endure. That's what I'll respect the most, because success is temporary. But who you become to achieve that success, that's what lasts forever. Stop negotiating with yourself, fellas. If you say you're gonna hit the gym, hit the fucking gym. If you say you're gonna make a video, make the fucking video. If you say you're gonna build a business, build the fucking business. No negotiation. Bro, we in the 6th month of the year. We done with the negotiating. We done with the excuses. We done with the compromises. Fellas, if you want to become him, you gotta be relentless, have short memory, stop giving a fuck, embrace the dark side, raise your standards, and embrace the stress, because every day is war. Every day is a battle. There's hundreds of thousands of motherfuckers out there that want to be in the same spot that you in, that want the same car that you drive, that want the same job position that you had, that want the same girl that you want, that want the same dollar that you working for. And every day when you make those tiny decisions to wake up early, to put in your deep work, to ignore the distractions, you're moving closer to the man that you want to become. You're beating those motherfuckers that want to take your spot. Or you could do the opposite: be lazy, be distracted, chase women, get drunk, smoke weed, play video games, catch them on Netflix all day, and lose the spot to the motherfuckers who was grinding. The choice is yours, fellas. If you're ready to become a beast, if you're ready to become relentless, if you're ready to become the motherfucker that you know you need to be, if you're ready to become him, that 1% man that's in the room with 99 that stands out without having to say the word, then click the link in the bio. Book a call and we'll see if you're a good fit. But understand, fellas, once you sign that dotted line to make the commitment, it's not just you anymore, it's us. And like I said at the end of every video, fellas, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You're one choice, one decision away from changing your entire life, from changing your kid's life, from changing your whole family's life, from changing your story. I got no more time to bullshit. It's time to perform.